Hey there, crypto traders, checking in on Bitcoin and the altcoin space. We have some tightening ranges that are going to dictate whether we're headed back to test the all-time high heading into the weekend or whether some further consolidation is coming. I'll show you what time frames are catching my eye. So starting off with Bitcoin, the 4-hour time frame, we've got our all-time high, depending on what exchange you are on. Low of the pullback, set a little support level last night, a little lower high, and now a little higher low. So we're real tight on this 4-hour time frame. 18,745 is the most important short-term support, and 19,340 is the most important short-term resistance. I like the 12-hour view better, but if you want the details, it's on the 4-hour chart. I like the 12-hour chart because we're about to get an answer to a question that I have. And my question is, can the bulls go back to the good old days where EMA 12 was a brick wall of support and it propelled this move to continue extremely strong? We then saw the flush. This is the reset button. Some longs getting squeezed out, some shorts finally getting a win, some bulls finally being able to rebuy, or I should say buy a dip, to get in if they've been sitting on the sidelines. And here we are, V-shaped recovery, new high, but no follow through, which is definitely always a red flag to be aware of. This is key. Inside bar, it closes in 3 hours. This 12-hour inside bar is going to very likely break on the next candle. And it's either going to be a bull break, right back to holding the EMA 12 support and headed to test our high just under 20,000, or it's going to break bearish, losing that EMA, still looking for a 12-hour high or low, anything above 16,400. Essentially, this is going to answer, is this a likely bull flag? Or is consolidation going to be significant enough that we then look for a bigger picture tightening range? And that is where we stand. So again, I have my no-touch positions. I have my small rebuilding of my swing positions, but I'm remaining very patient at this point. If I wanted to be an aggressive bull, I'm making entries here and I'm putting my stop under either that 4-hour support we just looked at or the low of 18,100. And if I'm being patient, I'm waiting for a daily higher low. So me personally, I'm being patient. If we run up over 20,000, it's great. Net worth will keep climbing and it won't be as much money as I could make if I were going aggressive, but that is where I personally am choosing to stand in the short term. So it's all about that 12-hour into tomorrow. And that's going to dictate bulls excited over the weekend or pulling back looking for a daily higher low into the weekend. Bitcoin dominance chart is just sideways and not really doing much, which shows us in aggregate that we're not seeing a whole lot of difference between the movements that Bitcoin and all the major altcoins are seeing. That being said, there are definitely individual altcoins which are standing out due to their strength. There's a lot of individual names on the daily time frame. We know Bitcoin gave us the less likely scenario with the V-shape to a higher high, but a ton of altcoins are still in a tightening daily range here with a lower high, unable to break resistance, and looking to potentially tighten up. So that's the case for most altcoins. And we'll look at some examples. ETH is one example that is not. But as long as this Bitcoin dominance chart is sideways on the daily time frame, nothing really changes. And there's not a whole lot of information that it's giving us. We're waiting for a break. Obviously, if it's a bull break, Bitcoin is the place to be. And if it's a bear break, altcoins are the place to be. So ETH USD is one of the names that did break to a higher high as well as Bitcoin did. And same thing, the 12-hour time frame is tightening up and consolidating, trying to form a healthy higher low. We would call this a cup and handle, but we broke resistance. Textbook of a cup and handle, you fail to break resistance, you form a right side of the cup that's lower than the left side, and then you bull flag, and break out, breaking both of those resistance levels at the same time. So it's very healthy 12-hour consolidation at this point. And again, how these inside bars break are going to give us information. If they break bearish, we look for a daily higher low compared to 480, and I'll start further rebuilding my position from ETH. I sold most of them in the upper 500s, maybe 580 average. Reloaded some at 515. So I would love to enter on a daily higher low and enter cheaper. But if we get a bull break, not going to chase and just going to ride the positions that I already have. ETH BTC, tightening daily range as well. We've got our high, low, lower high, and trying to form a higher low here. Not as convinced that that higher low is set as we have an inside bar forming, but bottom line is sideways. And we're not going to see a ton of difference in ETH or BTC percentage moves until this tightening range breaks. So Sushi's been getting a lot of attention because it's been standing out in a big way. The bull volume breaking the higher highs after 180, getting significant follow through. And at this point, not a ton of resistance back here. Getting over $2 was big. 264 is the next level. 4 hour. Last higher low is 210.6, 2106. That's our short-term level. And we can see the hourly uptrend has been intact at this point for quite some time as well. EMA 12, we're grinding up that. And it's starting to look a bit like a rising wedge just because these bull breaks aren't getting a whole lot of follow through. So I would say if we break 218.5, we lose the hourly uptrend. It means zoom out and watch to see if the bulls can form another 4 hour higher low. But this move looking a little bit tapped out in the short term. If we keep the hourly EMA 12, we know the bulls can certainly keep grinding higher, but just a bit cautious up at these levels after we have already run so significantly over the last 24 hours. So congrats to the bulls there. Bigger picture on the weekly time frame. Significant shift in momentum and a quick little higher low and higher high on that consolidation last week. YFI USDT is now joining the bulls that have broken to a higher high over 30,000. Never lost the daily uptrend. This was just a higher low, and then we just slowly made our way back and broke that resistance. So our weekly lower high has not been set. We were watching for that weekly lower high compared to the all-time high, but we had to lose the daily uptrend, which didn't happen. So it was a weekly inside bar that broke bullish. That bull break took place at 26,330 and some solid follow through. So YFI, Sushi, and ETH standing out for their daily higher highs. XRP is still in a tightening daily range. Let's go to a different exchange that doesn't have that level up in the 90s there. Bitfinex 78 is our top. So high, low, lower high was at 68.3. And now anything above, forgot my magnet. Anything above 459 is a daily higher low. And the bulls want to ensure that they hold the EMA 12 support here to stay really strong. If we hold that level, the bulls will have favor in this tightening range. If we lose it, it'll be your standard equilibrium where it's anybody's game. But as long as that daily EMA 12 is holding, we know bulls are strong. And that XRP BTC chart is very correlated. Same thing, looking for the daily higher low. EMA 12 support is holding, and anything above 27.49 is that higher low. So continuing to watch correlations with US dollar and BTC pairings, and bulls want to see those correlations stick on any bull breaks. LTC USD, daily lower high at this point. Inside bar forming. If it were to break bearish, we then look for the daily higher low, and that's your standard equilibrium. And again, a lot of individual altcoins are doing this at the moment. And if we pull back, plenty of space for a higher low, but it will be a clear rejection from resistance if that is the case. Link BTC, I'm not going to look at the US dollar pairing because I don't care what the US dollar pairing is doing. I care what the Bitcoin pairing is doing. Because if the Bitcoin pairing is weak, I know my money is best in other altcoins. And if the Bitcoin pairing finally shows us something, then I know I want to be in Link. And this Bitcoin pairing with Link has been one of the weakest of the major altcoins that we've seen over the last couple months. And really just not participating. And I know you look at the US dollar chart and you say, what do you mean not participating? Link USD has gone up blah blah percent. over the last couple weeks? Yes, absolutely. But again, when I'm looking and comparing the Bitcoin pairing charts, I want to know where is my money better suited? Where is it going to give me more returns? And if my money has been in Link USD, yes, I am making money over the last month, but I am making less money than if it were in a dozen plus other coins. I'm still watching this falling wedge on the daily time frame for the Link BTC pairing, but again, this is the kind of wide range where we could trade within this for another couple weeks. So it's something I'm watching for, but there's no sign of it at this point. We're looking for this monthly high or low. This is worth paying attention to. Link will have its turn again. Not just yet. Keeping a close eye on it. Let's go back to BNB. We haven't checked in here for a while. BNB was the same thing. So again, big move up, big drop down, looking for the daily lower high. I care more about the BNB BTC chart, and that is showing me all bears. Solid bounce, no daily trend change. So if my money has been in BNB at any point in the last 2 months, missed opportunity on any other coin. These BTC pairings are important for us traders to be on top of. So that's where we stand overall. 12-hour time frame into tomorrow. These inside bars, the EMA 12 support, and bulls just want a convincing break of 20,000 and to hold it for at least 5 minutes. We'll see if we get it. Have a good rest of your day. Do good things, and we will see you once we get some information on that 12-hour.